Well, on Labor Day weekend with a lot of hard-working men and women in the grandstands ready to watch, it's time for the drivers to get settled in and do their job, which is to be the fastest to complete 300 miles tonight at this Atlanta Motor Speedway. The engines fire next. Now, the Atlanta Motor Speedway, one of NASCAR's fastest tracks where the NASCAR Nationwide Series is ready to run 300 very quick miles. The command to start engines just a moment away. Some storylines to follow throughout tonight's race. Kyle Busch going for another all-time series record, most wins in a season. But the Gibbs team is 0 for Atlanta in the Nationwide Series. To stop that, they'll have to get by Roush Fenway Racing, who's ruled the Atlanta Roost in this series. And whatever you do, don't go away, because this track's known for fantastic finishes. And we could see another one at the end of 300 miles. With Rusty Wallace and Brad Doherty, thoughts on those topics?
Well, I think that's going to be a wild race, no doubt about that. I talked to Goodyear today. They said this is the softest tire they've ever brought to the Nationwide race. A lot softer than the last race here. I really think the changing grooves are going to change a lot. They're going to be in the bottom, the middle, the top. But, Brad, my biggest concern is starting in the day and end of the night. Big chassis changes.
Absolutely. And you're talking about those tires. This racetrack, and I said earlier, you see a lot of speed fall off. Well, we're going to see the grip level come back up at this racetrack tonight as it cools off. Usually it's hot, slick, and greasy. It's going to be interesting. These crew chiefs are going to have to be up on that box in order to make the correct changes to give their guy a chance.
So watch for the driver's hands flying through the windshield, and watch for the crew chief's hands whipping those wrenches around, making adjustments as the race goes on. 5 former Nationwide Series winners in the field, and 3 gentlemen in the booth, including a former Atlanta winner ready to call the race for us tonight. Dale Jarrett, former Atlanta race winner, alongside Andy Petrie and Marty Reed. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Alan. Hello again, everybody. Let's talk a little bit more about our pole sitter, Casey Kane. He's had 6 prior starts this year, only 2 top 10s, 4 finishes 26th or worse. But, Andy, this is one of those cases where the stats really don't tell the tale.
Well, not really, because he's had great cars, winning cars, really. First race at Bristol, he was leading the race, had an overheating problem. Leading at Charlotte, had a problem with the battery or electrical problem. And then the big spectacular crash he had at Bristol, had a great car there. Really looked like he had the car that could win. So if his car will stay together and he can have some luck, I think he's the guy to beat tonight.
Let's talk about the fact that 9 out of the top 10 qualifiers, double-duty drivers. Let's focus in on the one that isn't.
Yeah, the one guy is Josh Wise, making his first start here at Atlanta. And in this 7 car, he's had 6 previous starts this year, average finish of 13.5. So he does really well in his opportunities. He has a lot of talent. I want to see if he can improve that average finish here tonight.
Okay, how about a dark horse? If there's somebody that you think could sneak in and steal the show.
Well, I'm going to throw a guy out there. It's a cup driver doing double duty. It's Paul Menard. Has not won in a while. This is one of his best tracks.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Reed Sorensen, local boy, starting 3rd tonight. Let's see what he can get done.
All right, well, it's time for us to get this show on the road. As you can see, everybody's ready, both on the grid and in the stands. Let's send it trackside for those words.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Here to give the command, please welcome our Grand Marshals, Great Clips Vice President of Marketing Terry Miller, Great Clips franchisee Betsy Clinton, and Children's Miracle Network representative Jack Stapleton.
On behalf of Great Clips, our fabulous franchisees, and our wonderful 30,000 stylists, join us for racing's most famous words. Ready, Jack? Gentlemen, start your engine!
Mike, close to you, Luke. Keep it off that thing. You know, whatever. 4 or 5 wide, first 2 or 3 laps. First little bit here, like it's down over the hill. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to it. Did I scare you? I will have fun. You know I'm used to a complete lunatic up there, so Roman, you still got me? Have fun with it. Have a good run here. You guys been working.
So the engines have fired on the 43 cars as we get ready to go racing here in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. And, of course, our in-race report, if you were with us just a little bit earlier, it is going to be Kyle Busch. And let's talk to him now, DJ.
Hey, Kyle, Dale Jarrett, the ESPN. You have a copy?
Loud, clear.
Hey, Kyle, I'll start this with, since you haven't won at Atlanta yet in a Nationwide car, Chip from Athens, Georgia asks, what makes Atlanta different from other mile-and-a-half tracks like Charlotte and Texas?
Basically the speed. You know, the speed's a lot different here. The grip level and just how much you can drive your car, how hard you can drive your car. You know, the tires fall off so bad here that really you get about 6 or 8 laps that are comfortable for you, and then you're just hanging on from there. So the guy who has the best handling car for the longest technically always wins.
Hey, Kyle, this is a question that I kind of want to know as a former driver. I know drivers are different as far as information they give to their crews. How much information that you give, are you just asking for specific changes, or are you letting them make most of the calls?
It's kind of both. You know, Jason and I got a great working relationship, as well as Dave and Eric. You know, we all do. So I kind of lend a little bit of my feedback here and there. You know, I'll tell them what the car's doing, kind of give them an idea of what I think will help it. And they'll either agree or they'll disagree, and we'll just kind of go with a change and an adjustment to try to make it better.
Okay, Kyle, thanks for talking with us. Good luck in trying to get that 11th win tonight. Now, Andy's going to talk to your crew chief, Jason Ratcliffe.
Hey, Jason, Andy Petrie in the booth. You have a copy?
I got you, Andy.
Hey, Jason, this track here has got a reputation for really chewing tires up. You've got a limited amount of tires at your disposal. How do you decide when you put these tires on and how you use them tonight?
Well, that's a good question. NASCAR gives us 6 sets when we start the weekend. Obviously, we burn 1 set in practice and a set on the car. So we have 4 sitting in the pits. And this place, the lap times fall off so quick, so tires are huge. Every time the caution comes out, you'll be tempted to stop and put them on. But you just got to make sure that, you know, should you get a late race caution, that you've got a set of tires sitting here in the pits to put on. That's going to be your only chance to get to victory lane.
Okay, Jason, good luck with that tonight, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
And there is Kyle as he is waiting for official word to head out onto the track as engines continue to warm up here at the 1.5 mile oval at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Our over-the-wall reporter is going to be Mark Hollywood Armstrong, front tire changer for Stephen Wallace on the number 66. Hollywood, we know we got high speeds out on the track. How about high speeds in pit road?
Marty, it's very fast-paced down here. We know that week in and week out. But sometimes this race presents itself with a green flag pit stop. And it might not be the real fast pit stop that can take a team and go on and win the race, but it could be that fast one with a mistake that could take your driver completely out of it. So during that green flag stop, if we have one tonight, you just got to look for the teams that are nice and smooth, no problems, and don't have to come back to pit road. And when they do come back, they can come back and go to victory lane, guys.
All right, you be safe down there. Have fun. And as you can see, the cars are beginning to roll off pit road, which means just a couple of pace laps, and we're going to be going green here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Looking down from high above from the Goodyear blimp, and go to Goodyear.com to show your thanks and help support our troops. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. And as you can see, the cars out checking pit road speeds as they come by the start-finish line, the first of 2 pace laps here. Let's check our onboard cameras for you. Justin Allgaier in the upper left with the Verizon Wireless Dodge. We've already talked to Kyle Busch. Robert Richardson with the Nationwide Insurance Chevy. Kevin Harvick with the Rheem Chevrolet. Stephen Wallace, the 5-Hour Energy Toyota. Jamie McMurray with the Hellman Chevy. Trevor Bayne in the Aaron's Toyota. Mike Wallace, the Smoky Mountain Cheese Machine. And Wes Townley in the Zaxby-sponsored effort, that car that won last week at Montreal. Our pole winner, Casey Kane, his 8th career pole, but his first here at Atlanta. And as we take a look at the starting field across the top of your screen, it is the 4th time you'll notice in 2010 that Toyota has swept the top 3 spots. Only 1 car did not qualify. That was Jeremy Clements. We'll have 2 go to the rear. Jeff Green for an engine, Tony Raines for missing driver intros. Well, the drivers have been, multiple drivers have been in the number 16 this year. Mike Massaro, you've got the latest on who's in that hot seat tonight.
Yeah, and that would be Matt Kenseth. And for him to succeed, I think it's all a question of how quickly he can adapt to the situation. This is Matt Kenseth's 3rd Nationwide Series start of the year, and he'll be working with a crew chief he's never worked with before, that being Ricky Vyers. Vyers, however, has already learned many things about Kenseth, most of which are about the way he adapts to the race car. He knows exactly what he wants, and he knows the adjustments he wants during the course of the race, especially here in Atlanta. Kenseth is a 2-time winner here, including the last time he visited this racetrack back in 2008. Dr. Jerry Punch.
Thank you, Mike. Nothing like a home game to get an athlete fired up, and such is the case for Reed Sorensen, who grew up just a stone's throw from Atlanta Motor Speedway in nearby Peachtree City, Georgia. Sorensen drove Legends cars here. He won over 80 times and won 3 track championships. Now tonight he hopes the home track is magic again. He starts 3rd there in that 32 car, trying to pick up his first